Great. Cool. Sorry guys, this is my first live video, so I'm just still trying to work out how it all works, and hopefully Lynsey will work out how to request to be on it. Ah, there we go. So guys, I just wanted to do this series of videos that so many, especially service businesses, are doing it tough at the moment. So what I've decided to do is every day at 8 a.m. for the next few weeks, I've got a whole bunch of experts who I'm going to invite to come speak to you. And today we're going to be talking to Lynsey. Oh, there you are, Lynsey. Hello.
Hey.
So I think we navigated this okay for our first go.
I was going to say, hopefully with a social media expert and a PR queen, we can get this stuff down.
I know, I'm just like, of all people to go first, for starters, all the people who are going digital probably definitely need to hear from you. But secondly, you're a good person to practice on because we've done quite a few interviews together.
Yes, we have.
So how are you going during these tough times?
Look, it's definitely interesting times for us. We've had a lot of businesses have to change and pivot strategies and things really quickly. So there's been a lot of firefighting. There's been a lot of like really fast reactive work that we've had to do, but it's just, you just roll with it. You know, everybody's in this situation at the moment and we just do the best we can.
Yeah, I've got to say we've been the same. A lot of our businesses, especially the gyms, have just been like, oh my God, we have to get online immediately. But the media's actually been so busy. So I think we had 70 hits last week, media requests, just looking for different, you know, the gyms who have now navigated to online, how you can work out with your favorite gyms. There's been a lot of mental health. There's been a lot of nutrition. Like, I guess it is a health pandemic after all.
And I think as well, it's the fact that we're all now, nobody can go to the gym. So now what? Now what do we do? Literally, what do we do? Like,
I've got to say, Luke and I have been doing so many workouts. Like I did one with Camilla at Flow Athletic at 6:30 this morning. I've got Libby Babbitt with the upbeat at noon, and then we've got yoga at 3. I'm just like, it's kind of I mean, I prefer to go to the gym, but I mean, I have no excuses now. It's in my living room.
Look, I've actually rearranged my living room to make quite a big, I've got quite a big living room and I've got quite a big workout space. And even that's not really motivating me that well to really do anything serious. But I'll get myself into gear.
I've just been doing it to save myself from boredom. So just quickly, just to give a little intro, which I kind of half did earlier, basically at 8 a.m. every morning, I'm going to be inviting a whole bunch of different experts on board who can help navigate us, especially in the business and mental health and the mental health of our staff, navigate these times. So a lot of the experts who I'm talking to, we're kind of going to be more skewed at service businesses who are going online, but there is going to be a lot of advice in there that really anyone can apply to themselves. And of course, if you, everyone has a different business, everyone has their own unique needs, but I mean, ask any questions to any of the experts who we have, and yeah, that will be absolutely fine. So awesome. Today we have Lynsey. Lynsey owns Flow Social. Flow Social is this correct? You're one of only 2 social media experts in Australia who are endorsed by Facebook?
Yeah, okay, well, we'll PR that one quickly, technically. I'm one of 70 global consultants that work within a particular division of Facebook. So we act as consultants within the Facebook ad program, and Facebook sends us some of their clients for us to work on a consulting basis. So I'm basically a bit of a nerd when it comes to Facebook. Like I do ads and then I just do some really nerdy shit as well with it.
Awesome. Well, I mean, today let's get into a little bit of the nitty gritty of like, you know, especially if you're new to online, like what you should prioritize and what you should do. I mean, for someone like me, because my work is very, content heavy, I often get so inundated in that when it actually comes to advertising, I usually have to outsource it because I just can't get my head around any more stuff. But it would be good to do a little bit of a step-by-step of, you know, what you need to consider, like getting your content done, getting your writing done, like how to do the ad and things like that. So
Yeah.
let's actually start with what got you into social media consulting and contracting in the first place. Like what drew you to this space?
I actually was a content writer. So I was a content writer in the fitness industry, and I wrote training courses. I was an international presenter. I wrote and then developed training teams, went all around the world teaching different programs. And I ended up in content development for a really large sporting company here. And so I wrote their blogs and I wrote content strategies to support product releases. And I got to the point where nothing was getting seen because the social media that we had just wasn't supporting the distribution of the content. And it was really frustrating to be doing all of this work, creating all these amazing video series and all these things, and nothing was getting seen. So I went in and I put a request to my boss, and I was like, you've got to give me social and you've got to upskill me, and I'm just going to make sure this happens. And that was it. And so when I went on to do all this social media training, I found that because my background's education, I found that when we were doing all the social media training, it was delivered really, really badly. Not that it was bad content or bad things. They just didn't understand how people need this information, especially when it's techie or it's confusing and people already feel out their comfort zone. So I set up the company in terms of social media training consulting to help people learn how to do social media, but actually with a background in understanding how people learn and absorb this information. So we sort of set up two arms, the consulting side where we go in and we advise businesses, and then we have the training side where we teach people how to do it. That's me.
Perfect. So obviously, I guess the main point at the moment is there's a lot of physical businesses moving to online.
Yeah.
Can you think of any good examples of someone who has successfully done this, and how did they achieve it?
I have to say the guys from Flow Athletic are doing a freaking incredible job.
They really are.
But you can go further back into the industry. I mean, they've done some phenomenal work just in terms of their community and how quickly they've acted. So big props to those guys. But you can go back to look at some of the biggest, like to actually grow and scale in the fitness industry. Some of the biggest trainers are all offering online products. You've got Kyla, you've got obviously, you know, Thor and all of the center guys. Like in order to bring fitness up to a scale to be super successful with it, you need to have some sort of online or digital delivery to be able to grow, because your gym will physically fit only so many people. You as a trainer can only see so many people. So there's a lot of great examples of people slightly further in their careers that have started out face-to-face, started out in gyms, and then gone to digital. What I think this is doing now is it's just going to force a lot of people to fast track that process. They were maybe always going to get there, but now I'd say, look at this as the opportunity to do that. Because when you go digital, you're not just limited to the people who are your members or people in your gym. You now have access to the world's population who can access your content. So there's actually huge potential growth opportunity for businesses if they tackle it right.
Perfect. And when it comes to marketing and advertising, because obviously there's a bit of competition out there, what are some of their options?
Look, I'm going to say social because I'm biased. But look, social is one of these things that at the moment what's happening is everybody's stuck at home, everybody's bored. And the usage on Facebook has gone up by like 30 or 40% in the last couple of weeks. Like the amount, now we didn't love Facebook for a while, and now we're all about Facebook. And so we're spending so much more time on the platform. And when people spend more time on the platform, there's more opportunities to show adverts to them. So the actual amount of advertising stock that we can buy has increased dramatically because everybody's stuck at home, they're bored, they're searching for stuff. So I think that's a really big one to remember, is that the opportunity that's out there on social media now is huge. It's low cost, it's real time, it's very, very effective, and you don't need massive budgets to get out there. So in terms of being able to act as quickly as you need to act right now with your business and switch something on, getting a social campaign going and being able to target that really well is probably your best bet of actually starting to get people on board your program.
Awesome. And what do you think people should prioritize when it comes to social media? Because there's obviously a lot of platforms now where they can put their energy. What do you think? What's the priority?
I'd say it's Facebook and Instagram, but the way that we buy adverts is we buy them across all of what we call the different placements. So when you buy on Facebook, you can also run that advert on Instagram, in Instagram stories, on Messenger, on all of these things. So if you set up your ads through Facebook, you'll actually be able to cover a really broad group of places where your advert can be shown.
And is there any What's that? Sorry?
The thing is with that as well, that Facebook knows your audience. And so what they'll do is you don't have to make the decision, should I be on Instagram, should I be on Facebook? Facebook already knows where your audience is hanging out, and it will show your adverts. It will chase your audience around and show your adverts to them at the right time, because it knows whether they're going to be on Facebook or Instagram or Messenger or those things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm.
The best stalking technology in the world.
It is super creepy. Super creepy.
You know what? I've got to say, there was a time that I was like, oh, I can't believe they're like, you know, following my things and know exactly what I'm doing. But now I'm like, I kind of like that I can just target them quite easily for business.
Yeah.
So, and frankly, I'm not really doing anything to worry about if people know what I'm doing.
You know what? This is the whole thing. Is like Facebook had such a bad year last year, and they got so much bad press, and people were really mistrustful of the platform. And then two very unfortunate events we had, obviously the massive Australian bushfires, and now hitting this global pandemic. People are actually really leaning into this platform again as a means of communication and fast information and sharing and things like that. So even though we were kind of like not cool with them last year, they've done a lot to make it up to us. And we're kind of in a really good space with Facebook now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got to say, like, unless you're actually up to no good, I don't really I think it's probably more convenient than like in terms of them knowing your audience and you being able to very easily advertise to them, than annoying. Well, for me personally, I mean, everyone's different.
Yeah.
So is there anywhere that they shouldn't bother putting their time right now if money is tight?
Look, you don't need to spend a lot in terms of getting your, like, I think when businesses are going online right now, and this is actually something that we're building and I'm happy to share with you and all of your experts in Resource Hub, is you can get your business online in a very, very low cost way. You don't need to spend it, like, you don't need a $2,000 website. You can have a 3-page website put up for like $500. Like, you don't need a big membership site. You could do this all free through Facebook groups and these things. Like, you don't need to spend a lot of money to access some of these tools. You don't need a fancy, like, at the moment, everything is so instant, and especially in the fitness space where a lot of stuff is live broadcast. Like, there doesn't need to, we're not saying don't give it some finesse, but don't worry about making it pretty and polished. You just got to get it out there. And there are really low cost and really quick tools you can access to do that. Because right now, time is of the essence. You don't want your audience to go and find. Your audience right now can't go to the gym. They're searching for another solution. You want to be able to put that solution in front of them ASAP. Because if not, they're going to go and find something else to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes, like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of these people who had to close their doors are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So when it comes to creating an ad, what are some of the things they need to consider? I mean, obviously you have to make the ad, you need to get the copy, but then you need to put the ad together. What if someone doesn't have the time to do all of this themselves? Like, what are the things they can consider and how can they easily get it done?
Okay. I would encourage all businesses that if you are quieter now, this is a valuable time to upskill and learn how to do some basics yourselves, because you're going to save yourself thousands of dollars in agency fees and paying other people to actually get this stuff done for you. So I think right now the opportunity, if you don't have resource, you have time. Use that wisely. So I think the opportunity is to either learn and start to learn how to do this, or find a freelancer or a person. You've got to remember that all industries have been hit right now. Everybody's looking for work. So part of what we're doing is compiling. We decided that we would try and support the fitness and health industries, and we reached out to our digital marketing industries, and we're currently compiling a list of low-cost freelancers who can do various skills to actually bring businesses online. So we're currently just vetting everybody, and we're going to put that into one great big, like, dump of like a Google sheet, like, these people can do this, these people can do that, and we're going to share that with everybody, like all the fitness industries, all the major bodies, to try and help people access people who can help them at this time. So that's another
idea.
Well, that's, as I say, we can't service everybody. It's, you know, we can't help everybody, and we know that particularly when your business has been so face-to-face and hands-on, you potentially don't have the skills to do that yourself.
Yeah.
And even though a lot of this stuff is simple, if your world is not online and computers, it's not simple.
No.
And they are overwhelming the stuff that's going on at the moment. We want to just take some of that out and just basically connect good resources with good like people who need to work with people who need help. So that's, as I say, we should have that launched hopefully by the end of today, possibly into tomorrow. But, you know, reach out and get some help like that. As I say, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but you do need to do something to get your business online pretty quickly, to be able to get the ad set up, be able to, you know, start advertising things, be able to actually get people there. If you are going to do it yourself, there's loads of free resources online for you to learn how to build Facebook ads. At the moment, we've put all of our online training courses are free. So we've taken all of the cost out of all of our online courses from now until the end of April, potentially further. And we've got ad courses, you know, Instagram courses, courses for fitness industries. So you're very welcome to jump onto our website and just get access to loads of free training. As I say, we've taken the cost out of everything. So go for it.
That's so nice. Your programs are so good too.
We've been quite amazed by the response. So far, I think since we launched this about 2 weeks ago, we've given away about $21,000 worth of courses. Like people are just jumping into it. And that's what we want, is we don't want to sit here and be like, you know, the dragon sitting on golden eggs going, well, we know how to do this, but like there's no point trying to make profit out of misery at the moment. So it's better for us in the long term that everybody gets through this and everybody can survive this. So that's why we're just like, let's just open the doors and we'll do free consulting. We'll help people try and just basically, we are all in this together, and it's a benefit for us, for every industry to survive this. So
absolutely. And you know what? People remember the people who helped them in tough times. But
hopefully. But, you know, as I say, the big thing is that we've got a whole, you know, there's massive, like whole industries are being affected right now. So if we don't support them, they're not going to be around for us. Like, we both work within these health and wellness industries. If we don't support them now, they're not going to be around for us, you know, to work with in future. So
I've got to completely agree. Like, we've had so many people actually in the last week coming to us just like, help, like what can we do? But we should be able to, I mean, with the actual clients, they've been absolutely bombarded, but I usually flip some free things out to people now and then. But this week I'm like, oh, I really need to support the clients. Like, if we don't have them, like, you know, our KPIs are usually 5 months, and we got like some of our clients about 15 hits last week in 1 week. We're just like, no, give it all. But no, I really like that you're doing the resourcing as well, because the thing is, and I'm sure a lot of people can identify this with different ways, but for me, it's quite rare that I will have a free 4 hours or a free 3 hours to look into something. And so for me, if I have someone, or if I have a recommendation of someone who I can trust, who can do my graphics, who can, I mean, I'm creating a website at the moment that connects writers with brands, which will be helpful if it ever gets built. But I mean, having a writer on hand who can proofread my things and make them better. I'm one of those people who, with like my client things, I do it properly. But with my own things, I kind of roughly write it out and then I send it to someone to do, because I kind of like I like to have more opinions on my own things. So yeah, I think it's really nice to have that resource. So with the ads, how do you know when they're working or when you should change them with Facebook ads?
The real bottom line of it is you're making money or you're not. And so, you know, especially with things like right now, if you're running ads to drive for like a subscription service for your site, the real big thing is you're watching is your bottom line. Like, are you seeing more people sign up? You know, and there's lots of tracking depending on the type of advert. Everything in Facebook, as we call, has a closed feedback loop, as when we can track the behavior from they've clicked on the advert to going to your website to making the purchase to back to your adverts. So it gives us really good insights as to what's working and what's not. So you need to make sure that you'd set up your ads in a way that they'll give you the feedback from there. But say with a lot of businesses, it's not to get caught up in the, oh, it cost me that much for a click, or I had 6 clicks and that one got 4 clicks and these things. It's really is this moving the needle right now? Am I getting more people to sign up or subscribe or to purchase something, or am I not? Because if you're running an ad for a week and that's your only form of advertising and nothing's happening, guess what? The ad's not working. So no matter what the click or whatever these things look like, if it can be, you know, if you're in like real kind of like, I need to just get people signed up now kind of thing, you're running an ad for a week, 10 days, nothing's happening, it's time to change.
Cool. And is it better to run similar looking ads so people can start recognizing your brand, or is it better to kind of change them up every 2 or 3 weeks?
We've got very much with the attitude of, it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we always go out, whenever we build ads, we go out and we split test adverts, which means we'll try 5 or 6 different looking adverts or images to see which ones people really, really respond to first. Because the image is the most important thing when somebody's scrolling through the feed. It's what's actually going to get their attention. So you can write the best copy and you can have the best thing and the best taglines, all that stuff. But if your image didn't get that person to stop, they're never going to read your copy anyway. So we always like to go out and test 5 or 6 different, really, really different looking images as we start to learn about a campaign. Once we figure out, okay, it's images with people, or it's people, groups of people, or it's something in the background, or it's this color. Once we figure that out, then we can increase the number of adverts, or we create more similar adverts like that. But I'd say to begin with, we always go out with what we call split testing, where we just give everything a go. Everything is worth testing in digital marketing, and then just turn off the things that don't work.
That's awesome. And when, for the time poor who are doing their own ads, what are the things they should be checking each week that are important? Like, should they spend an hour a week checking like clicks or like demographic, or what should they be looking at?
I would say you don't want to spend an hour a week. You want to spend 5 minutes a day, because ads will change and ads will move. So getting things like Facebook have got an ads manager app for your phone. You can download that. You can just log in and you know, I call this the coffee shop kind of thing, like waiting for a coffee, open up your ad manager and just look at your ad performance for that time. Again, with, as I say, we don't really tend to worry about clicks or costs or these things. It's always the what we wanted the action to take and the outcome of that action. So if we're trying to get people to sign up to subscribe, how many subscribers did we get? That's it. If we're doing something like brand awareness, where we just need people to know about a business, or we're creating, you know, bringing a new product into a market, that's when we do things like, okay, well, how many people did we get in front of? And, you know, out of those people, did they remember us? So we do more of that stuff, but it's really, what was my action that I wanted them to take? What's the outcome of that action looking like? And those are the 2 things we track. Like, don't get weighed down in a cost for this, or I must have so many reach and so many impressions. Like, it doesn't make a difference to the bottom line of the campaign.
Perfect. And do you have any other last tips or thoughts for people navigating this process at the moment?
I think the really big thing is just getting out there. Don't self-censor. Get out there and start producing content. So putting your classes on, putting tips onto your, you know, pages, little, you know, training at home tips, little, all of these things. Like, get out there and produce content. That is always going to be beneficial for your business. It's building that rapport, it's building response, it's letting people get to see you. So never ever like just think, oh, okay, well, if it's not perfect and the ad's not completely done, then I'm going to make sure that I do that. Like, just start producing content, start putting some stuff out there, work on your product in the background, and that's going to help you pick up that momentum.
Perfect. Oh, thank you so much for being here today, Lynsey. If anyone wants to if anyone wants to get onto Lynsey, her Instagram handle is @FlowSocial, FLOSOCIAL. And if you've got any questions or comments for her, obviously reach out. Tomorrow, just so you know, at 8 a.m, we're going to have Ezra Perla. I should really ask him how to pronounce his last name. He is the founder of 460 Films, and basically last year he restructured the whole business to make it more profitable. He had to make some staff redundancies, and he also ended up selling the business off. And he said that if he was in this situation that everyone else is in now, he would do the same steps. So we're just going to talk to him about some of his reasoning for doing that, and how he navigated it, and how he packaged up his business for sale as well, which is something that's good for everyone to know in case they want to do that even in 10 years' time. So, yeah, keep an eye out for him tomorrow. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Bye.